Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, stand-up comic, host of Bachelor Nation News. We have an update to the Katie Thurston versus Nick Viall drama. And there is drama. There's tea. We're going to get into this story right now. Katie Thurston on the Off the Vine podcast with Caitlin Bristow. Of course, Caitlin Bristow dated Nick on her season of The Bachelorette. And the fight has spilled into the streets. Follow me on Instagram at DNeals for behind-the-scenes content. Post my stand-up comedy clips over there. And also patreon.com/Dave Neal. I'm going to be going live right now. So by the time you're watching this, I am live on my Patreon discussing what Katie said on Caitlin Bristow's podcast. Not just the Nick content, but also what she said about John Hersey. That video is taking off as well. We're going to get into all of it. Don't forget, our teacher of the day is Miss Drea. Hello, Miss Drea. Do I have that name right? I could be messing it up. She's got her Amazon wish list here. Link in the comment section if you want to donate to our featured teacher of the day. We appreciate that so much. Let's see. Our other teacher here shared all that she got from you guys donating every single day. You're filling up teachers' classrooms. She was overwhelmed. Who wouldn't be at all of your generosity for donating a lot of supplies that teachers need? We're leaving teachers in tears as we're making teachers cry, but for all the right reasons, guys, for all the right reasons. So thank you in advance for all of your generosity. So I'm going to play what Katie said. This is the first time, and people go, oh my gosh, this story never dies. No, this is the first time Katie's addressing it on a podcast. As we know, Katie mentioned that she had Nick Viall blocked. Then he responded with his girlfriend, Natalie Joy, on a podcast, trying to expose her. Completely backfired. People were like, oh my gosh, you self-owned. You didn't expose her at all. That's not the reason why she blocked you, this or that. Reality Steve exposed Nick's hypocrisy there because, of course, Nick had a Patreon where he discussed all the behind the scenes of his season. And they're saying, why does Katie keep discussing her season when Nick also discusses his? Hey, you're commodifying your dating life. You better make some money off of it. Blake slams Nick for the hypocrisy. He goes, this has to be a joke. This man talked trash about me for 4 years because he can't get over things. Calls me an F-boy. Biggest hypocrite in the world, says Blake. And the fight went on and on. The Bachelor Happy Hour crew, the North Korea Communist Party, defended the franchise. Grocery Store Joe, ultimate mean girl. It was astonishing how wrong they got it. Fans were so mad at this conversation and said they didn't do any of their homework. They didn't discuss the real beef between Katie and Nick. And if you want all the updates, they're all here, folks. This is the most fascinating storyline of 2022. Hands down, nothing close. If you're like, I don't know if I want to be a part of the drama, get educated, folks, because it ain't over. We'll have to see if Nick responds to what Katie had to say. Let's play in its entirety. I'll try to only pause once or twice. Let's play what Katie has to say on Caitlin Bristow's podcast, Off the Vine, about her drama with Nick.
Okay, well, let's bring back up the
I haven't listened yet.
Did he reach out to you after that?
Of course not.
Oh my gosh, I thought for sure.
Actually, that's not true. He's blocked, so maybe he did, but I doubt it.
Tell him the next.
I'm sorry,
time.
just to catch me up.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
True.
But I was on a live on TikTok, which I thought was like a secret little corner, and for like 60 seconds,
25 seconds,
happened to mention that Nick is blocked from my phone, and I go like I kind of forget he exists. Like, which is, I think, a fair statement. Like, there are people who are not in my life. Why would I remember that they are around?
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, it was whatever. But it was screen recorded and then posted. And the amount of content it created from Nick's podcast, other podcasts, media outlets, Instagram accounts was
just jumped on it.
Wild.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wild.
Yeah.
Over this, like, literally 60 seconds.
Are you just saying he's blocked?
Yeah. And so Nick.
Oh, people were really dissecting it. What happened?
Well, Nick especially.
Yeah. He took it to the pod.
Him and
this
his
is a 3-part series.
girlfriend spent, I don't know, 20 minutes, I heard, just, I don't really know, breaking it down, talking about it, whatever. And then, here's
and, like,
tea.
upset about it.
I found the tea that
Okay.
I'm happy to share.
Okay.
I'm happy to share.
Okay, that's some
So let me give you the background.
Please.
Little Miss Natalie
Yeah.
is all up in arms
Nick's
over
girlfriend.
her man.
Little
Okay.
Miss Natalie.
Good for you, girl. She decides, and Nick doesn't stop her, to read a text that I had sent Nick, which was about my feelings of Greg. This was back during like when my season was airing. And he reads it, or allows her to read it. And
on a podcast?
On a podcast, a private text sent to Nick. As if some way to, like, I don't know, destroy me. Who knows? Because I stand by everything I say. Like, he read it, and I was like, I been saying that. So like, I don't know what kind of like aha moment that you thought that was or whatever. But anyway, the reason.
Okay, so what Katie said, hold on, let's just catch you up. What Katie said to Nick in a private text message was Greg Grippo wasn't going to be the one. Like, he wasn't the one. But of course, she felt that way, and maybe she's right, but she felt that way in accordance with the fact that Greg Grippo self-eliminated. So clearly, she wasn't going to be like, oh, Greg Grippo was the one when she's trying to make it work with Blake. You know, it was messy.
That he is blocked is for sharing my text to somebody else.
Okay, so we have the information. This is it, folks. Breaking news. Nick Viall was blocked from Katie Thurston's phone because he shared a text message. He shared a private conversation with somebody else. I didn't know if Katie was going to break this news. She gives us the reason why Nick was blocked.
Oh. And so it's just funny.
Really drove the point home.
It's so funny that he writes. I go, well,
that's crazy.
Oh, so the irony. Okay, the irony is Katie blocked Nick because he shared that text message or a text message, personal information, with somebody else. Let's assume that he shared it with somebody that is a opinion maker within Bachelor Nation. So Nick was sharing information about Katie to sort of create momentum about an opinion, maybe potentially against Katie. Now, Katie's sort of hold on. Now Katie becomes sort of confirmed in her decision to block Nick because, again, they're sharing a private text message from Katie. Okay, so it sort of self-confirming there.
Like he didn't. I don't think he knew the reason. I don't know. Yeah, we hadn't spoke about it. Yeah. And he tried to like defend himself, and I'm like, why do you care?
Yeah.
But okay, so there's the tea. The reason he is blocked is for invading my privacy and sharing my text a year ago, and then here he is doing it on like a huge platform.
His girlfriend sharing his text.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Okay. Crazy.
Little Miss Natalie.
Oh, no.
So I'm like, well, you just
exactly
like,
why you blocked.
I feel very validated. Thank you for that.
Thank you for all the validation I never needed.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. And look, I'm going to say it right now. Nick's a freaking politician within Bachelor Nation, and everyone knows it. That's why he doesn't like to text. He likes to call people so that people can't do exactly what he did to me, which is share what he's saying.
It's true.
You heard it here first.
Okay.
Oh, no. I can't even. Hold on. We need to raise the desk. We need to stand up. I was sitting down. We're raising the desk right now. I can't believe this. Ladies and gentlemen, we have breaking news. This is wild. This is a wild call out. Katie says Nick is a freaking politician with Bachelor Nation. Katie accuses Nick of calling everybody because he doesn't want evidence of text message receipts being shared of his. And yet the reason in which, wow, Katie blocked him was because he was exposing her text message. Look, I'll say this personally. I've been on the phone with Nick. He is a phone call person above a text person. And I can understand that point. He's been in the game long enough. I can understand the point that he doesn't want his text messages being shared. He'd rather just call you and have a conversation, because in the state of California, you cannot record a conversation with someone and then share it publicly. That's considered private. Now, if you are in Nevada, if you're out of the country, you have to realize these are state laws. But if you're in Nevada, if you're ever on the California-Nevada border, walk over to the Nevada side, and then you can privately record somebody and share it. As far as I know, I'm not a legal expert, but as far as I know. So, very fascinating, this call out. Sorry, I have to process this for me. If you need to listen to the full thing, it's on Off the Vine, but I have to process for me. She calls Nick a politician. And again, that's not wrong. Nick's and it's not necessarily an insult. He's calculated, as far as I can tell, in the sense that this is his livelihood. So he's sort of jockeyed. When we talk about politicians, we talk about people that will jockey and leverage different things within the community. She's accusing him of doing that, but also with the receipt she has being he shared her private screen grabs with somebody else. I don't have that confirmed from another source, but this is firsthand from Katie Thurston. I'll put it this way. I know, I believe I have information that knows who he shared it with. If anybody asks me for that information, I will share it on today's Patreon, patreon.com/Dave Neal, who Nick may have shared. Maybe I shouldn't do this. I'll do it. Go to patreon.com/Dave Neal, who Nick may have shared Katie's screen grabs with. Just my theory, just my working theory. I've got a working theory about all of this. Wow. On a Tuesday, we're just going to drop this heat. Unbelievable. Let's keep listening.
He's politically playing the game.
Like, he's just a politician. You know, yeah, like those people who are just like doing whatever's best for them
There
and
it
them
is.
only, and doing whatever needs to happen to make that work.
Even if that means you're going to be dragged.
Yeah, like I'll probably be dragged after this.
Oh, shit.
Oh, I get dragged on everything.
Oh, sure do.
That's because you read Reddit, though. So
I'm careful.
Okay.
Like, I know when to read it and when not to. I like to read it when it's not about me, because they're actually very funny people when
There's some hilarious people.
when they're happy, when they're happy and not judgmental.
You just told me it's the darkest.
Well, I never go
evil.
So they're saying that Reddit is both dark and funny, and I can agree. When they're having fun and making fun of it, doesn't mean it's funny when it's about someone else. It's not funny when it's about you. It's just sometimes there's good humor and innocent joking and things like that. Then other times it's just like the things that people say about Caitlin Bristow on Reddit are so unfairly judgmental. I don't even want to repeat them, but you can imagine the things they say about someone who's outgoing. Is it misogynistic? Now again, Reddit primarily or has a majority male audience, but obviously Bachelor has a majority female audience. So let's assume the audience on the Bachelor subreddit is majority female. But if anyone's living above a certain threshold, they will cut you down. Whether it's your looks, your actions. I say this about Katie: love her, hate her, do whatever you want. Having met her, I think Katie tells you how it is. I'd rather somebody tell me how it is than put on a face and pretend it's a different way. I'd rather my friends be honest, even if I don't always agree. Look, I'll tell you this right now. There are plenty of things that Katie has said and or done that I would disagree with, that being the route. I don't judge her on those as a good or bad person. She's just trying to make all the right decisions that are good for her and create as little, collateral damage as possible. I don't judge people. I mean, I don't know. And I'm not saying this from a place of moral superiority. I don't judge my friends based on do they get it right too many, at a certain, like, is their batting average good enough? No, I find friends based on if I think they're being honest and authentic. Katie, love her or hate her, is authentic to tell you how she feels.
I've never even been, I told Katie this, I've never read a Reddit
and
article
Caitlin too.
About me. I've never searched, but what I've seen is screenshots people have taken and said, look how funny this is. And somebody said, like, what a shitty day to have eyeballs. And they and I was like, I recycle that line all the time now. And I'm like, that is funny.
Yeah. No, and it's so interesting because I actually think I would get along with Reddit people for the most part.
Yeah.
But when it's about me, I really do try to avoid it because I've worked so hard to get to this happy little mental space that I'm in. Oh, it took 2 years, but I'm here.
Yeah. Good.
The problem with Reddit is you try to rationalize with them, but it's 175,000 people on this subreddit alone. So there are, I've already said this. I've gotten rid of my username that was Dave Neal. I used to say I stand by what I say, and I still do. But it's like I don't need to give people a home base to make fun of me. If they want to do that, they can come to my Instagram, or like I said, what they think about me is none of my business. If they need to go over there and say I'm a certain way, I need to worry less. And I actually read this yesterday. The amount of energy we spend worrying about what other people think takes us away from what our gift may be. So my gift, which sounds kind of cringeworthy to say, is to have conversations with you guys, the people that want to be a part of my reality. My reality is doing a lot of things like sharing fun, having a good time, and promoting these teachers, which I'm doing right now. Link in the comment section below. If they want to call me whatever they want to call me, fine. We're going to keep on raising money for these teachers and having a good time in the process. Let me know what you guys think. This is a fantastic conversations with Katie and Caitlin. Go to Off the Vine Podcast and listen to it. If there's any more tea from it, we'll make another video, but I had to get that one out to you guys. Katie v. Nick updated. We now know the reason she blocked Nick. Oh boy, the story continues. We'll talk to you in a little bit. See you on Patreon, patreon.com/Dave Neal. I'm imagining we'll have some new viewers today. Lots to talk about. Bye.